Hi everybody and welcome to my studio. Today we're going to talk about something really interesting, and that has to do with how do we bring something from our imagination onto our canvas. Now this is not such an easy task to do since we normally work from a reference or from a live model in order to do that. But in that case, in the case of our imagination, we do not have that luxury. So we need to create some kind of a reference that we can work for, and this is what we will talk about in this creative process today. Now, if you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing and help this channel grow. Now, when we're talking about our imagination creates a distortion of reality, something that does not exist. And so we need to find a way or to figure out a way to create a reference file that can help us paint what we want. And for that purpose, I want to take you and show you a painting that I'm working on right here. And this painting is something that came from my dream, and I decided to take a piece of it or a part of it and paint it. Now, of course, this situation does not exist in reality. It is a distortion of reality. It's something that comes from my imagination. In this painting, we see someone holding his own head in his hands. And so, of course, this is an emotional moment. How does this figure feel about that situation? And so we need to transfer this emotion onto the canvas. So in order to do that, we need to think about how we want to take this moment and create a reference for it so we can work from it. So in order to do that, we will go through a certain process that will help us create this on a computer and use that as a reference for our creation. So let's see how we do that. So I'm using here a software that is called Pixelmator Pro. I have no affiliation for the company or the software, but it's just a software that I'm using. You can use Photoshop or any other software that you like and that works for you. Now for that specific painting, I need two different photographs. One of myself with my hands stretched on a green background so I can isolate the figure. And the other one is of my head tilted back so I can actually isolate that as well and put the head on the hands. I photographed this also on a green background, which makes life easier for me to isolate. Then we size the canvas to the size of the canvas that we are going to paint on, and we isolate the figure. Then we actually need to isolate the head, resize it and turn it to the position that we want, and with layering, place the head on the hands appropriately. At that stage, we need to create the background, and the background that I decided to have for that painting is black. And in this way, we have currently the reference photograph that we need in order to create the painting. Okay, now that we have the reference file for us to work from, you have to remember that you can use the same process for any type of painting. Even a painting like this that I painted a while back, I used the same process. And so remember that at the end of the day, a reference is just a reference. And I'm preparing another video for you to understand and see what exactly is a reference and how exactly we are using it when we are painting. The point is that we do not want to copy exactly the reference. And we will go into details about that process in another video. Okay, obviously now that we have the reference at hand, all we need to do is create the drawing, the sketch on the canvas, just like you see here, paint the background, and continue to do the entire painting. If you're interested, On my YouTube channel, there is another video that I created with a complete tutorial of my oil painting technique, and you can watch it over here. So I hope you enjoyed that video and that it helped you a little bit. Please feel free to subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in the next video.